Hey guys, this is Jackie, and I know I haven't made a video for a really long time just because I've been busy with school and my girlfriend and making some applications and generally having fun with my life. So, no joke. Anyways, I went to PAX this weekend as well. It was good. It was won some stuff from World of Tanks, and I may or may not have a 30-day premium code that I can give out, maybe in my next video or so. So keep in tuned. Anyways, I've been trying to start this new YouTube thing, make a new kind of idea or direction for my channel. Is that I would kind of want to share my experiences as a tanker, as someone that played this tank game way too much, and I'll share it with you guys. Basically, some of the insights that I've gotten over the years. So today I want to start off on the topic that everyone is probably very familiar with, is that aiming. Aiming and how it relates to you. So if you guys seen my videos before, you probably know that I don't aim. Not that much. There's an issue with that, right? When people look at the aiming circle, you know it's a statistical distribution. And you're gonna know that there's a good chance that most of them will land in the middle, but there's always gonna be times that it's gonna land all around the edge. Shit happens. But the only issue I have with that system is that when you're going really close to someone, let's say you go on the side of an IS-7 within like 10 meters, and you aim and you stick your barrel right where the weakness is, and the shell somehow comes out about 20 degrees out of the barrel, hits the side skirt, does no damage. I think that's the only problem I have with having an aiming circle and distribution. Otherwise, you shoot at longer ranges makes more sense with what they explain as shell inaccuracy or general inaccuracy. Anyways, the circle. Most people think that you need to wait until the circle dies down. You need to dial this aiming circle down all the way down to the bottom for a good shot. That's why you see a lot of people sitting in the middle of nowhere looking at you or looking at something for until they die, basically, most of the time. And no, that's not the way to do it. No, there's a huge issue with knowing when to aim and when not to aim. And most of the time, you don't aim. I'll tell you that much. In this game, the most important thing is not to take damage to yourself. If RNG gives you this damage, then you take it. If RNG doesn't give you this damage, don't take damage doing it. If someone's their ass facing you and they're not even looking at you, and you know you're not spotted going in, and you sit there and aim, that's perfectly fine. Nothing's gonna shoot you as long as you're not lit. And nothing's gonna shoot you if the guy is not even looking at you. That's the only excuse for aiming. And the only excuse for aiming is that even if you're lit and you know that nothing can shoot you, you can sit there, take your time with shot. Especially if it's the last shot that could win the match, you take that shot very seriously. But otherwise, if you're peekabooing, you don't sit on the corner and aim. You just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Especially this is actually what really defines which tanks are good, in a sense, is that most good tanks in the hands of good players have okay gun handling. So they're not gonna be like tanks like, what's a good tier 10 that I can think of that has really shitty gun handling, like a 183. 183 has really shit gun handling, but again, it's the TD anyways. So for a medium, the 4202 doesn't really have good gun handling. The Leo doesn't really have good gun handling either. The Leo actually has a pretty high bloom, and it's really uncomfortable to use because the turret spins monumentally slower than the hull. What else is bad? The 113 is not great. IS-7 ain't great either, but it shoots APCR, so it's some mitigation. The IS-4 has a really big issue with this, is that you have to aim with the IS-4. But again, it's the IS-4, so you have HP, you have armor, and you have the Russian accuracy / weird armor to go against. So it's not really a big deal. So there's a whole reason why the 113 has issues, is that 113's gun handling is not good enough for how shitty it is. So you have to expose yourself for so long to get a shot off for 440 damage, while you're gonna get pegged by E100 for 750. So that's why, in some regards, the 113 is not as good as other tanks, as opposed to the E5 where you can just let it go, because the E5's sort of comfortable-ish. So, anyways, I digress. Most of the good tanks, like the 140, the 62A, where you see people, I hate to use the word stat padding, but people drive it because it's comfortable. People drive it because they think that it's, you know, you can point and click, especially with the APCR. The 62A 140 APCR is the fastest shell in the game. So, click, 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 pen, damage comes out, WNA comes out, basically that. But, as you see, most people drive the E50, the 140, the MSOR 46 Patton. What tier 10 heavies do people drive? E5, 215B. Actually, 215B is the best thing because it has the best gun handling I've ever seen in this game. APCR round that basically goes through everything. And did I mention that has really good gun handling? Basically, it's just laser beam all over the place. 50B has this thing too, where if you shoot AP out of 50B, there's a good chance that you might bounce one out of the 4 and then miss one out of the 4. But with APCR, you're gonna miss one tops. If you're impatient, you're gonna miss one tops, and all the 3 shots are gonna connect, and they're gonna pen because they're APCR, and it's 50B, and that really matters in terms of what roles the 50B can serve. Is that the 50B needs to be someone that puts out early damage or puts out support damage fast enough, and he's gonna need to put out at least 1,000 damage. That's 3 shots in that matter of time to be very effective. Or else you're just gonna kind of dick around, do 800 damage every like 20 something seconds, which is nothing, right? So, in terms of aiming, gun handling is a huge part of why people play certain tanks. It's comfortable. You don't have to expose yourself that much. And in general, you just have to point and click. Especially if it has a good APCR round, you just have to point and click. So the problem I see a lot is that people try to get this aiming circle down. Aiming circle down. They don't realize that you're so exposed while you're trying to aim most of the time that you're going to take a shit ton of damage before you effectively get something out. Key to winning a flank or winning 1v1s is not taking damage while doing damage to other people. It's very simple like that. That's the principle of how to play World of Tanks, is that don't take damage yourself and put out damage. And that's one way to quote unquote outscale someone, is that you do damage to them and they bounce on you. So don't take that much. I mean, if you're throwing away shots, that's something else. But I want to show you guys what throwing shots versus what actually like quote unquote snapshotting is, and how to be really effective at snapshotting. So I'm gonna go refer to my WZ120 videos, because I think the WZ120 is a huge tank in terms of potential. It's so good at tier 9. It's not as good as the E50, but it's so fun to play. It's challenging, it's rewarding, and it prints WN8 like a motherfucker. Oh, oops. Language. It prints WN8 like a newspaper. It just shits out WN8. So, I will show you the WZ120 videos, because recently I did this, not really a challenge, but I wanted to challenge myself with the WZ120, and just happened to get number 1, no boasting, on VB Addict. Easy. Alright, let's go to the videos. Most people with 34-3s are very afraid of going to hills, and there's no reason to be afraid of going to hills. As long as you use the depression properly, use the terrain properly to prop yourself up, you should be all gravy. So in this case, you know, you drive by this guy, and there's really no reason to aim, because you're trying to get here. You're trying to get here first, and doing damage on the way is just, you know, it's good. It's good. This guy, in terms, like, he starts looking at me the entire way, and my teammates don't push up. I know it's a Tiger, so every time he does 240 damage to me, I'm gonna do 390. So it's a good trade. Not as good as I would usually do, but it's good. So in that case, you really don't need to aim at all with a Tiger. If the circle is just about his size, you let it fly, and it's gonna hit somewhere, and it's gonna pen. It's a Tiger, right? So unfortunately, I did lose a lot of HP doing that for no reason, but it was worth getting in and out. In that case, don't even bother aiming. It's good enough. Like 80% of the time, it'll fall inside the circle. I mean, let me rewind this real quick. So, you look at the circle right here. This is the definition of you know, having a good shot, and you don't really care about aiming. You could aim in this case, but you might get hit by Artie. You might as well just shoot, and it's probably gonna hit somewhere around here. Anywho's, that one was just because the gun handling on the T-34-3 is actually okay when you just turn the turret. It's not a huge issue. That was just you aim because nobody else is gonna shoot you, and you want to get the Artie out. Here I almost missed that shot because you know, I didn't bother aiming. Plus I didn't see which direction he was actually in, so I just kind of let it go onto a flat spot. But in this case, no reason why not to aim. So this match kind of is getting fishy. We could lose the outside any moment, but they decided to push. For these situations, like sniping across the chasm here, definitely aim. Definitely aim. I don't know where that shot went, but you know, shit happens. But definitely aim in this case. I tracked them for no damage in that case, for no reason. Of course, you have to think about it. This is a good position for you to be in, except the fact that the Panther M10 is crazy and he keeps shooting me. I screwed up here because I should have made the shot and I would have killed him with a ram, but you know, I died. But it was one anyways, so I didn't really care. At this point, you can just throw all the time, all day. Anyways, it's all about stop trying to aim and making your shot hit, and just making sure that like you play the statistics on your side. Stop trying to force the shot to hit and just let it go. As long as you don't take damage, you can try it again in about a few seconds. So that's why in a 34-3 WZ-120, these high alpha big bull tanks, that you want to minimize your exposure, especially with low depression tanks like these, is that you want to minimize your exposure and you just let it go. Just let it go, and the odds are it's gonna hit, and you're gonna put out more damage later. But if you take damage in return, you're gonna be screwed for the rest of the game, because you're gonna have a really hard time finding spots to, you know, not get shot from. And yeah, you're just gonna be screwed basically the entire game. So hopefully that helped. Let me know about some feedback about this new series. I want to talk about various mechanics in the game. I want to talk about pro gaming. I want to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. I want to connect with you guys better. Want to share my quote-unquote insights better. But yeah, let me know. Give me some comments, feedback. Go on Watt Labs. Give me some feedback as well. As a last thing, I'd like to give a shout out to my girlfriend's channel. I'll put it in the description, and please follow her. She's very enthusiastic about doing YouTube videos. Way more enthusiastic than I am. I am a pleb compared to her, but yeah, make sure to check her out, and I will make more videos later, because I have a med school interview on Skype in an hour, so I'm doing this to relieve some stress. Till next time.